In this video, we're going to show you how to install the fuel pump and sending unit on your Toyota Camry located inside the fuel tank. Now we're in the rear of the vehicle. The best way to do this here is make sure both the driver and passenger seats are pushed all the way forward. Now I want to get a lift up on the back seat here because that's where our fuel pump is going to be located. You're going to go right between the edge of the carpet and the base of the seat. And there's going to be a release clip right here. Pop that up, and there's going to be one on the driver's side. Repeat there. I'm going to flip this up. Going to pull our seatbelt out. Going to slide our seat to the passenger side. Now on the back driver's side portion here, we need to go ahead and remove this cover. Now the cover is held in place by an adhesive strip around the perimeter. So we do need to go ahead and separate that. We also have the harness going through a rubber grommet through the cover. So if you want, go ahead and start to peel that rubber grommet. And we're going to push that inward. Like so. Now the cover itself is pretty tight. I'm going to start with a small pocket flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to go right on the edge here and start to work that in. I'm going to lift it up just a little bit, and I'm going to switch over to a plastic trim tool here to get underneath. And lift up. Now this is a self-sealing adhesive. Slide that back and over. That's going to expose the top of our pump assembly here. Now it is very, very important that you clean this area before we start to go any further, because once we get so far where the fuel pump is exposed and we don't want to get any dirt or debris into the tank, so you can use a vacuum, compressed air, whatever you have, but clear this out. It's recommended to be wearing safety glasses when performing this job, and also make sure that you're working in a well-ventilated area. Let's go ahead and continue. Now that we have this all cleaned off, before we continue with our connections here, we're gonna go ahead and come on over here. This is a lock ring lock tab. Now there's a little spring clip right here. You're gonna push that or pull it in towards you. Don't push it away, but pull it in, and we need to pull this clip up and out. We're going to use our pick to help us with that. So pull that tab. You want to get underneath here. And there it is. Let's go ahead and set that aside. Let's go ahead and disconnect our two electrical connectors now. Now there's a little spring tab right here. You're going to pinch that. Now if you have a hard time pushing in on that clip, you might be able to use your pocket screwdriver to assist you in pushing that in. And then lift up. And then same thing on this black one right here. You're going to push in on this little tab right here and lift that up and off. Put that harness to the side. Now we have our fuel line right here. We need to go ahead and pop that off. So it has this little yellow retaining lock on here. We need to release this and pull this yellow lock tab back and out. You do have to release this all the way. Set that aside. Go ahead and gently grab the fuel line here. I'm going to wiggle this up. We have a little bit of fuel there, nothing major, but go ahead and just wipe up what you have for fuel here. Let's proceed to removing the lock ring itself. Now that we have this disconnected, we're going to use our brass punch. You don't want to use a screwdriver when doing this here. We now have vapors exposed. We don't want to cause a spark. Brass punch, hammer, and let's go ahead and loosen this. Remove that lock ring, set that aside. Now let's go ahead and start to work this up and out. Now, before you pop this out, have a catch can, have some towels ready to go, some rags. You are going to lose some fuel, so be prepared. It's best to be wearing gloves as well when doing this. Lift this up. As you lift this up, there is going to be a float level. So as we pull this up, we have to manipulate the float. Up and out. Let's go ahead and do this carefully. Now on the back side here, we do need to disconnect this tube. This goes to the passenger side transfer. There are two little pinch tabs. You're going to feel these here, pinch those in. Sometimes these are hard to get released. I'm going to use a pair of hose pliers and gently squeeze in these tabs and then work this off. There it is. Now we need to remove the O-ring here. With the O-ring removed, you want to carefully clean the seat where the O-ring goes. Use your rag and wipe that out. Now if there is any debris in there, make sure that you're wiping that. Wipe it and then push it away. Don't wipe it into the tank. Once you're satisfied with that, you can go ahead and grab the new O-ring. I'm going to set that into place. Now at this point here, we can go ahead and grab our pump assembly and install the transfer hose. All right, going to bring this down into position. Going to take that fuel transfer line, line this up, and simply push that on. Should hear and feel it snap into place. As we feed this in, we need to make sure that the float itself goes in first. As we feed this down and in. Position this so that it lowers down and in. Now at this point here, we need to go ahead and position this unit. There is a tab on the top that actually goes into a specific spot. I'm going to position this. Grab your lock ring. Pull that fuel line up. Let's go ahead and push our pump down in a position. Go ahead and line that lock ring up and rotate that clockwise. Now at this point here, we should be able to use our brass punch and tap this and lock it into position. Now at this point here, what you're looking for is make sure that the lock tabs themselves go all the way over to the right till it stops. Go ahead and grab your fuel line, press this down and in. I'm going to grab your yellow lock tab, slide that in. Make sure when you're installing this here that the raised portion here is facing up. Line that up and push that in. Snap that into position. Grab your electrical connectors. I'm going to line these up and simply press them down and on. You're going to hear it and feel these engage when you press them down. Once you have your connectors on, go ahead and install your lock tab for the lock ring and line that up in that hole. Push it down into position. And take our lid, flip this over. Now that we have this in position, go ahead and feed the wires down inside. And go ahead and get that grommet installed. Just going to press it in gently, working our way around the perimeter. Let's now clean up our tools. I'm going to drop our seat down into position. Now installing the back seat, we need to line this up. Make sure our seatbelt is pulled through this portion here. Insert the back first, pushing that in as far as it'll go. Line up the tabs on the front and just press them down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.